Hi, good evening. Today is Wednesday, April 17th, 2024, and we are doing another episode of PreWorkout Chat. In today's episode, I wanted to review my diet so far and go over what happened with this week's fasting. So far, I had 2 days of fasting scheduled, but something popped up during those times. Also wanted to go over um, a uh, a condition that I'm currently going through right now, um, and I also wanted to talk about one of the things that has been like an influence on my life and has been one of the kind of stresses in my life is my love life, and so I wanted to kind of chat about that a little bit. So, um, what happened yesterday? So, Sunday and Tuesday were supposed to be my 32 to 42 hour fast. Essentially, I did not complete either one. Sunday, I kind of crashed like pretty much halfway through the day is when I kind of crashed, and I end up, just eating my regular diet. And Tuesday, I was doing pretty good, but then while I was at work, I started kind of dozing off, falling asleep. It was so hard to concentrate that I was falling behind with my work. So I needed to pick me up, and I had some coffee, which is one of the things I've been trying to um, give up. So I end up drinking some coffee, um, and for the coffee, all I added was like a teaspoon of coffee creamer, the powder kind, and I used like two little bags of the 0 calorie sweeteners, and that's pretty much what I put in my coffee. So I didn't really have much calories in that. Like altogether, that coffee was probably like maybe 25 calories, and that just came from the coffee creamer. And in terms of what I ate, I end up having I end up consuming like this entire bag of pork rinds. And it says here that it has 7 servings, and each serving is like 80 calories. So altogether, that's like 560 calories, I think. So yeah, I really didn't consume a lot of calories yesterday. I just altogether we could just round up with the coffee and the chips. We could round up to like about 700 calories, and so that's pretty much everything that I consumed. Pretty much everything I consumed yesterday. Um, so I think it's pretty good. Yeah, I am disappointed that I didn't really stick to my diet. Um, well, my diet plans. I did stick to my diet. Uh, but it is what it is. I'm not going to really dwell on it. I don't feel. Here's the thing. There was a time when I would create these workout plans, and I'll have all the workouts I'm going to do, and I'll have the diet that I'm going to stick to, and I'll just mess up one little thing. Because I messed up one little thing, since everything was not perfect, I'll end up hating myself, and I end up binge eating on a lot of junk food, and I'm just basically maxing out my credit cards, just ordering fast food every day, and I'm just like spending like $50, $60 on fast food every single day. And so yeah, that would typically be end up that's something that I'll end up doing. So I have grown past that now, and I just got to the point where I just don't hate myself enough to want to hurt myself by doing stuff like that. But yeah, it used to be so hard for me to like really get into these exercise plans and stuff, because what happens is everything would need to be perfect. Like I'm going to start my workout Monday. Monday never comes. If Monday ever did come, I will mess up at work, and I'll have that donut or whatever because somebody's always walking around trying to say, hey, we're having cake, or hey, we're having a celebration, or blah 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 this or blah 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 that, and I'll end up, eating. But because I decided to eat that one little donut, oh look, now I have to stop working out, and now I have to stop the diet. So yeah, I've grown past that point. It took like a lot of self healing to get to this point in time. So if you are trying to lose weight, you're probably going to fall into some of those pitfalls. A lot of people who are obese, like I am, have fallen into these pit traps. The Monday that never comes. That's when I'm going to start everything Monday. It never comes. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and eat a whole bunch of this food now because this is going to be my last meal, and then I'm going to be really dedicating myself to this plan for like the next 9 months. But those next 9 months never come. I'm going to wait till the beginning of the year, and that's going to be my New Year's resolution. But then that New Year's resolution kind of ends after about 2 weeks or 1 month. So yeah, you got to be careful, like stuff like that. If you're going to like start a plan, start it that day, right at that moment. You create your plan. You have to start it at that moment, and you also have to like have enough forgiveness towards yourself where you can move on from the past, and that's what your fat represents. Your fat represents your past. So if you can't forgive yourself and just let go of it, it's just going to be hard for you to lose that fat. So you kind of got to embrace what it is and just move forward. So, and one thing that helps me is like an understanding of this diet plan. When I do stuff like, for example, cardio, doing these little 42 hour fast, whatever it is, to me, that's like icing on the cake. My program, and one day I will go through my program in full details. I have like an Excel sheet that kind of calculates everything out. It has even my resting metabolism rate, so it has like a good forecast of where my weight is going to go as I'm doing everything properly. So in my program, I really only calculate to lose about 3 to 4 pounds a week. Uh, the only thing I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to work out at least 3 times a week, and each of these workouts must be 500 calories. So it doesn't really matter whether I lift the weights or whether I just do the cardio. As long as I work out 3 times a week and it's 500 calories each time. As long as my diet, like believe it or not, like my plan is incorporated for me to actually eat every day, and my calories are to be like no more than about 1,500 calories per day. So as long as I meet those two, oh yeah, and for my diet, it must be a carnivore diet. It can't like deviate from that. The only I will only go as far as maybe paleo, but essentially it's going to be keto, paleo, carnivore, essentially just basically staying with the meats. And from time to time, I might go ahead and do like a reset by basically eating some vegetables and fruit, which makes it the kind of paleo. So I stay within that realm. So as long as those three bullet points are fulfilled each week, everything else I do is just icing on the cake. And I mostly do the fasting for healing. And it also accelerated me getting into ketosis. But yeah, I'm still striving to continue to do the fast. That autophagy, I feel like number one, that autophagy is going to help with loose skin. And that's like one of my fears is like, as I'm losing this weight, I'm going to like, get loose skin. So that autophagy, from fasting, for like 32, 36, 42 hours, I believe that's going to, help reduce the loose skin. The carnivore diet and the fasting, I also believe will heal my body. Like I should go to a doctor, but I haven't really been to a doctor, so I have certain health problems that I probably should be taking something for. If a doctor probably did like a blood test on me, they would probably see that I'm like pre-diabetic or something like that. So I believe fasting and the carnivore diet can help heal you and reverse like type 1 or type 2 diabetes. And if I am pre-diabetic, or if I am an actual like full-on diabetic, I believe I believe that it'll help heal me and restore me to where I need to be as I'm losing the weight. So that's why I'm going to continue to strive to um, fast. And also, the fasting, it helps clean up like your internals. Like I feel like that autophagy just causes your body to just get rid of stuff that it doesn't need, get rid of cancerous cells, get rid of stuff that's growing that should not be growing. Get rid of excess bacteria and stuff like that. Just break it all down, and that's what I like, and so that's what I'm going for. So we covered the diet so far. We already did like an update on the weight. I guess for the second half of our pre-workout chat, I think I should just go ahead and just go over my love life up to this point. So I am single. I'm a single man. I don't have any children. I haven't really been with that many women. Like I think altogether, I think I've been with like about 4 women in my life. And one of those women, I actually was in a friends with benefit relationship for about 8 years. It was like on and off for 8 years. And that's pretty much excuse me. I'm a little bit dehydrated. So yeah, and that's pretty much like most of my experience with women. I have used I have used basically the dating apps. That's pretty much how I try to hook up with women and take them out on dates. Usually all of that comes through the apps, which has been a horrible experience. I've received so much rejection from people, and I've received rejection from people that I would not expect to receive rejection from. I always go for the low hanging fruit. I consider myself, because I'm over 6 feet tall. Like I'm 6 feet 2.5 inches to 6 feet 3.5 inches tall. But I am obese, and I don't really have like a full in beard and stuff like that. So I consider my looks and stuff, my altogether sexual market value, I consider that to be like about a 3 out of 10. So yeah, I'm on the low end of the scale, but there's a lot of females who are also on that low end of the scale, and those typically are who I target. But come to find out in the dating world that everybody kind of targets them, so it overinflates their ego, and they kind of look at me like I'm not like worth it, because again, if you have so many guys just going after like the low hanging fruit, and I'm not trying to insult anybody, but I'm just being realistic. It will overinflate their ego. If a lot of females who were like above my sexual market value were like just spoiling me and constantly coming at me, I would be like that too. I really wouldn't be like that good of a person. I would probably think that I'm worth more than a woman who's on my level. So I don't blame women for that. It is what it is. I'm not complaining or anything like that. But I'm just saying what my experience was and how that felt at the time. So yeah, it was not a good experience getting the rejection, which was constant. I also have been like harassed by women online. Like a lot of them will just out of nowhere just kind of come at me very disrespectful. And like, for example, I could simply ask tell a lady, hello or something like that, and they'll have like this reaction where they will like, I guess internally when they see like a person like myself talk to them, I guess in their head it brings them down to reality. Because again, like I said, I usually just go after people who I think are within my level. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll go for a woman who's like a 4 out of 10. I'll go for a woman who's like a 2 out of 10, a 3 out of 10. Basically beneath my level and maybe one step above my level. Just to not waste time and stuff like that. And every now and then I'll go for like a 5, uh, and that's pretty much the range that I stay in. And it's worked out enough. You know, I wouldn't. I've been with enough females to not be called an incel, and so I guess that's a win. Um, but yeah, I think what happens is when you let's say I'm a 3, right, and you have a woman who's a 3, but because all these thirsty guys are in their inboxes, these women who are a 3 think that they are a 10, and so when a guy like me comes in and talks to them, I guess they feel like a little bit of disgust or an internalized realization that they're not on this level. So it kind of forces them to like look in the mirror and see themselves as what they are, which is that 3, and it invokes like a very negative and self hatred that they just then um, deflect onto me, and it causes them to be like very rude and very disrespectful. Again, like a simple greeting, like hello, how's it going, or how's your day, or how you feeling today, and stuff like that. Just simple, proper etiquette when it comes to greeting somebody. Even like small little cheesy pickup lines. It's like it's enough to just like send them into like these rage where they just have to like write long paragraphs just talking to me and trying to put me in, I guess, put me in my place or something. Um, but yeah, it was uncalled for, and that's pretty much has been my experience on these apps. And of course, you always have the scammers, and um, you'll have like transformers or something like that. But for the most part, even the transformers are a lot kinder on the apps, and at least they will be respectful enough to let you know up front instead of trying to like trick you. I haven't really ran into a transformer that tried to like trick me, but I have ran into a plenty of women who have like tricked me, and at first they seemed like for example, I took this one woman out on a date. It was like basically like a morning thing, and I just took her to a place of her choosing, and she was essentially, she pretended to be an accountant, but it turns out she was a prostitute, and she was trying to get me to buy her for the evening, or rather rent her for the evening, if you know what I mean. And I was not going for that because I have like a thing where I'm pretty much afraid of like STDs and STIs. Like I'm clean, and I have paperwork to show that I'm clean, and I just don't want that on me. So mm, I just can't do it. And then also it would kind of hurt my pride to try to pay for sex. So I don't do that type of thing. Um, I haven't reached that level of desperation where I feel like that's something that I would need to do. So yeah, um, so I have been tricked like that in the past. Um, I've even had conversations that have like gone on for uh like weeks, where I was talking to somebody like, and it was long distance, and I'm thinking like they're real, but then it turns out that they're a scammer. I even had I even had like one instance where I was talking to a woman who I thought was like in the Philippines. Well, this person was probably in the Philippines. Who knows? But the person, we were basically having this relationship, and it was going on for like about a month, and then we tried to get intimate, and the person basically recorded me, you know, as we were doing our thing, and it's probably like a video of me somewhere online, who knows. But yeah, that person tried to blackmail me, and they were able to like track me down and get into my social medias, and they were like threatening to send stuff to my family. I don't know if they ever sent anything to my family. I hope not. And if any of my family received anything, I hope they deleted those and reported them to Facebook or the authorities. But yeah, I had to. It basically it got to the point where I just had to like block them on everything, and I had to like kind of take my photo off of my company's website. So yeah, I've been tricked like that in the past. I've actually heard that this happened to a few guys. So if you're one of those guys who got tricked like that, brotherhood. Uh, so yeah, but that's not really the kicker. So yeah, I understand that a lot of females today have very high expectations, which makes it hard to date. Um, I consider myself a three, and I make like over 60,000 a year, and I thought that was a pretty decent amount of money. Always kind of figured that that would be enough money to like take care of a family. I do understand like in today's economy, um, that's really not enough. Uh, but before I thought that it would be good enough, but it turns out it's not. And for a lot of women, a lot of modern women today, it's just not enough. Um, from the ones that I have experienced, it seems like you know, and just trying to generalize based off of my experience, which is anecdotal. It just seems like a lot of females want you to be over 6 feet tall, have a six pack, make six figures or better, and have like some kind of trouser snake that's belongs to maybe like the top male porn star or something like that. And aside from being tall, the rest of the stuff I'm not in any of that. Uh, so I don't fit whatever it is that women want these days, whether it's what I just said or something else, whatever it is that women want, I don't got, and I'm kind of like tired of uh, getting broken and stuff like that. Now, I did mention that I did have a long term like friends with benefit. It was like on and off, and that lasted for like a little over 8 years. She was a woman that I used to hang out with in high school. We weren't like serious. We didn't do anything in high school. We were just regular friends. And then like around the age of 23, we're both the same age. Around the age of 23, we chatted. We reconnected and chatted, and one thing led to another, and we were like in a friends with benefit relationship. It was supposed to be like inclusive because again, I have like a thing about STDs, and I don't want it. So we were supposed to be each other's only partner, and I told her, I really didn't care what she did outside. I just told her if she was going to pursue other guys to like let me know, be so we could tone down like the freakiness. But that's when like the first strike happened, because what she did was she ended up sleeping with some other guys without letting me know, and she told me after the fact, and it did make me feel like kind of really disgusted. Uh, so we took a break, and the break kind of lasted for like about 2 years. And during this 2 year break, she ended up getting impregnated by somebody. No worry, it wasn't me. Um, and she ended up having a child. Later on, we reconnected, and we got back to doing our thing. And what I didn't understand, she was the one who I lost my virginity to. So what I did not understand, and this is something that all males should take an understanding, is while it's easy for females to become pair bond through like that, maybe like that first two or three sexual encounters, and it's harder for males to pair bond to a female. Whether you like her or not, if you continue to have sexual relations with a woman, you can become pair bonded, and that's what happened to me. I didn't realize it at the time. It really took me like I didn't realize I was pair bonded to her. I didn't realize till last year that I was actually pair bonded to her, because I always kept was saying like, why can't I stop like thinking about her, and thinking about the kid, and then I just came to understand, oh yeah, that's because I was pair bonded to her, and that's how I came to understand what pair bonding really is. And once you're pair bonded to somebody, it really doesn't matter whether you like them or not. Um, if you find yourself like forgiving people for disrespectful things, um, and certain betrayals, like if you find yourself doing that kind of easier, is because of the pair bonded. Like normal, like if somebody does something to you and you normally would get very very angry at that, but for some reason you're not that angry, and you're like more forgiving and stuff like that, and you're just really kind of centered on how they're feeling at that moment, that probably means that you're pair bonded to them. So I didn't understand that at the time, but it kind of made sense of why, because she did a lot of things um, that kind of like made me angry, or that kind of put me like in a very negative uh, mindset. And she did a lot of stuff that I consider, that I thought was that is very disrespectful. I'm not going to really get into all those details. Uh, but yeah, I tried to like be there for her. I was like, anytime she needed something, I helped her a lot with her kid. Her child even called me daddy a few times, because I was really like the only man in the child's life. And I really tried. And at a certain point, I was actually willing to even settle down with her. But like I said, there was like a laundry list of things that she's done that, one, disgusted me, two, made me angry, or three, was so disrespectful that I should have like ended our friendship like right then and there. But I guess what it really came down to, when it came down to this friends with benefit, was her ultimate betrayal. And the only reason why I even came, I guess, really what protected me from her, because at this point you could probably see that she has basically become like a predator, was the manosphere. Thanks to people like Hammerhand, Undead Chronic, people like Strong Successful Male, Better Bachelor, um, all of these channels gave me so much information that it helped me better understand women. It helped me to better understand myself as a man, and it allowed me to basically open my eyes so that I'm able to understand like red flags inside females. And she had so many red flags, but one red flag stuck out in particular. You see, I was always under the understanding that she was on birth control. I often asked her to make sure that she was on birth control. See, I figured this: if she's taking birth control and I'm wearing a condom, absolutely nothing can happen. It's impossible for her to get pregnant. And she was always very aggressive. when it came to intercourse, she would often try to remove the rubber, or she would try to encourage to have like unprotected sex. After like listening to like the red pill, I came to understand that usually when females do stuff like that, it usually means that that they're probably trying to get pregnant. And she actually performed, and they actually said like, you got to watch out because at some point she's going to probably try to do like a shit test. And she did pull a shit test on me. It was impossible for her to have been pregnant, but she pretended like she might have been pregnant just to try to gauge my reactions. Now, I actually had a conversation with her before we kind of like rekindle things and our friends would benefit. Like I literally asked her, I said, in the event that you were to get pregnant, and let's say like this is like the first maybe the first month of your pregnancy, like what would you want to do? And she explained that she would that she would like to basically get an abortion because she doesn't want to have any more children. And I said, okay, I accept your choice. Notice, like in that conversation, I did not tell her that I want her to get an abortion. I just asked her what was her choice, because then I told her, I said, like that's going to determine like our level of play and stuff like that, because I would like to have like some understanding of what would happen. That was a lie. Um, because when she gave the shit test, as soon as I asked her, I said, when she was like kind of panicking and saying, "What do I do? What do I do?" and stuff like that, I said, "What do you mean? What do you do? You had already kind of said that if this was to happen, you would want this, you would want this, and this done. So, do you want me to take you to a hospital so that you can get an abortion or something like that?" And so she didn't like that. She got angry. She didn't talk to me for a few months. She made me like apologize. I don't know why I even apologized to her because I didn't really do anything wrong. But yeah, it is what it is. So anyway, after a while, we got back together and we started doing our thing again. I basically was too reliant on her, but then again, I was pair bonded to her, but I didn't understand that I was pair bonded to her. I'm a very monogamous person. I really don't want to be sleeping around with a lot of women. I would just like to be with the one woman. And at that time, she was that one woman. So I did not really feel the need to go out. I mean, I made attempts. I tried setting up profiles, but I didn't really put in the effort that I could have to uh, get women and stuff like that. So COVID happened, and we were under the lockdowns, and she really tried to like go take it into the next level. She really got more aggressive, and it became a fight. Like sometimes, she would do things, and I would have to like basically try like, and she would try to jump me, and I would have to try to like kind of pick her off so that I can put the condom on. And the red pill kind of like started to like really the manosphere stuff started like really sinking in. And at that point, I just had to like kind of figure out like what is it that she's trying to do. So I kind of made her comfortable, and I got her to spill the beans. I said, "Yeah, it's so hard going to the hospital. Is it really hard for you?" And she said, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Man, how are you getting like medication?" He said, "Oh, I can't really get medication and stuff like that." And I asked, "So how do you get your birth control?" And then she said, "Birth control? I haven't been on birth control for years." She hadn't been on birth control for years. Essentially, she hadn't been on birth control since she had her kid. Uh, I didn't know, but she was just lying to me. And I felt hurt at the time, coming to understand that she, number one, she was lying, and two, she was being a predator and trying to baby trap me. You know, uh, I feel like if you're going to bring a child to this world, I think both parties need to have that consent. And she didn't ask for my consent. She basically tried to baby trap me, whether it's for financial goals, or whether it was to try to keep me around her, I don't know, but she definitely was not wifey material. She did not behave in a way that would enable me to see her as a wife. And again, it was coming to a point where I was just going to settle with her. Now, I wasn't going to marry her, but I was going to, go ahead and just do like a long term relationship with her where where we would just be together for, the rest of our lives. And even I was going to even proposition her to even have like a few children and stuff like that. I was willing to settle, regardless of her flaws and stuff like that. It's just that I needed her to um, better her attitude so that she would be a suitable partner for me. She just couldn't do it. She had very masculine tendencies. She had very poor hygiene. Um, both. I'm obese. She was obese too. Her looks, I would give it like maybe like a 1 or 2 out of 10. She was not the best looking person, and but all of that didn't really matter to me. It came down to her personality. Like I could overlook everything. I was even willing to be a stepfather, which that's something that I would not do anymore. I'm not willing to do that anymore. So I felt hurt. She betrayed me. We were friends for such a long time. It's like I don't know why you would need to lie to your friend that you're not on birth control, and basically try to trick them and try to baby trap them. And it hurt. I really felt this. I really felt that here, and I didn't let the betrayal play out in our relationship. I just essentially just dialed back. Um, I stopped really going over there, and but I kept in contact with her. We talked and stuff like that. During the lockdowns, I eventually just went and became a trucker. Temporarily, I'm back doing accounting, but I did trucking during the lockdowns. I ended up relocating to Dallas, Texas. She actually ended up moving to like Arizona, and then I eventually moved from Texas to Florida to Jacksonville, Florida. And eventually, like last year, like I officially ended our friendship, and I let her know like everything that she's done and stuff like that. Because it took a few years for me to like heal, and then finally, like in December of 2023, I kind of felt I was in a comfortable mind space where the scars from breaking that pair bond was healed enough for me to like be fully honest with her and my thoughts about her and stuff like that. Um, Explaining to her like how I did not like her parenting, um, how to me she was not like the best parent to her kid, and how I just let her know what was on my mind. So yeah, that was like the end of our relationship, and I would be lying if I said that that did not have like an impact on me and how I kind of view relationships and how I move when it comes to women. I will say that one of the things that really protected me was again the manosphere, and I've always been so paranoid when it came to stuff like condoms. Like even before the Drake thing happened with the hot sauce, uh, I've always made sure to dispose of my own condoms. I never leave condoms at a woman's place, and I never will. And I never did, even when I was having the friends with benefit relationship with the person from Chicago. So, and I've only gotten more paranoid where, I really try to like for like number one, if a chick looks younger, like I definitely want to see an ID before we even do anything. Like as soon as we first meet, I have to like see like, hey, let me see your ID. I need to make sure you are not a teenager or anything like that. Like, you know, I need to make sure you're not a kid. Like, I'm not gonna play that. And I've started to I started to basically, you know, before I did not really have standards. I felt society essentially took all of my standards as a male for what I want from a female. Is society kind of groom those standards out of me, and I've been basically trying to restore those standards, and that's why, like, number one, I don't seriously date single moms or anything like that. Um, I don't mind taking them out on a date, you know, take them to a movie, a restaurant, or something like that. Have a good time, but that's it. It's like it's kind of limited to the good times. I would not be in a serious relationship, and I'm a very honest person, so I'm very upfront about stuff like that. Uh, and yeah, but then again, I don't really have to worry about that because even single mothers, regardless, they're still women, and like most women, they have like these high standards. And I don't know what it is about me, but I feel like I have like some type of vibe or something like that. And when women see me, they're not, they really are not um, aroused by me. And it is what it is. I don't really complain about it. It's actually kept me safe, so I'm actually pretty happy that I have whatever that vibe is. I don't know why, but for some reason, like with this same vibe, like if dudes see me, like they think I'm weak, but I've actually never lost a fight. I've actually had been in many fights when in Chicago, but I win those fights. Um, I don't care if you were somebody who was locked up in the penitentiary. Like one of my sister's boyfriend, I almost snapped his neck. But for some reason, people think that I have like a glass jaw. Like I got sucker punched by one dude, and if it was not for my father, um, I would have bashed his skull open on the floor. But it took a lot of people to stop me from literally coming close to executing in self-defense many of people, even going through elementary school. I don't know why, but people look at me like they can take me, and then they find out the hard way that you're going to need somebody to stop me from taking you and taking something from you that you'll never get back because you only get one. Your maker only gave you one life. So yeah, guys look at me like they can take me, and women look at me like I'm weak or something like that. But oddly enough, like children like me. Like children constantly want to be around me, which is like the weird thing. It's like I don't, I don't get it. Like I would look at myself and I would go like, yeah, you know, kids would probably like look at me and like be scared or whatever. But for some reason, like kids, are like okay and stuff like that. Like I remember like one time a kid had got separated from his mom, and the kid just like narrowed into me. I was like, oh no, what's going on? Oh no. And then you're like, can you help me? I can't find my mommy. And I was like, yeah, kid, I'll help you find your mom. I'm like, what's your mom's name? And like, mommy. And I'm like, I like your mom's name. So yeah, I stood for like about 10 minutes, like with a kid. I'm going like, man, like, like, here you go, kid. Found your mom. Uh, luckily, there was something high and that we could stand on, and I had the kid stand with me so that he could kind of see, or anybody in the crowd below can kind of see him and me. And I'm basically with like one big old flag, kind of like pointing at the kid, say, hey, whose kid is this? But yeah, um, kids are cool around me. Uh, women are for some reason kind of repulsed by me, and for some reason, guys think they can beat me. Like the only time I ever got my butt whooped was when people jumped me in groups. So if you have a group, you can take me down. If you have a group, make sure you have a group. Make sure you got a weapon, and then you can take me down. But if you think you're going to take me down one on one, I hope you're like some type of professional fighter, um, because I come from the hood, and it's those same fights in the hoods with those convicts are the ones that I did not lose. But yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much my love life. Like right now, I don't really have anything going, which is okay. I do make like a small effort. I would probably have better luck if I did things like in person, like maybe if I went to like the bars or the clubs or something like that. I can get a haircut or something like that. I am actually trying to fill in my beard. Like I'm using certain like lotions and stuff like that, oils and stuff to try to make my beard grow. And I'm using that, I think, an epidermal roller thing, and I'm rolling that on my chin where it has like little tiny needles that kind of poke into your skin. I'm like doing all that to try to grow out my beard, and of course I'm losing weight. Um, Ultimately, what I'm hoping is that I slim down, my more masculine features of my face is able to be more predominant, and females will find that to be more attractive, and I can build a physique that's going to allow me to do like a body game and stuff like that, so that I'll have something more to work with. I do believe that once I lose the weight, I do believe that in terms of my looks, and I also kind of balance everything out, like the height, my income, and the looks, and I'm just going off of like the sexual market value. I think that could kind of push me up from being a three to like being a five, maybe a six. I think in order for me to become like a 6 or a 7, I would have to like be making a substantial amount of income, and probably have like a level of following and stuff like that, for the clout. And I don't think I'm gonna have all of that. But if I can at least get my body up, I think I can at least upgrade myself from like a 3 to a 5, maybe a 6, and I think that will help me out a lot. Now, I do know how to talk to people. Um, Again, I will emphasize this. I am not an incel. Um, I am not involuntarily celibate. Uh, yes, I have a hard time getting women, but that doesn't mean that I don't ever luck out every now and then, in which I do luck out every now and then. And I know how to talk to women. I know how to maintain conversations and stuff like that. So it's not anything like that. So I don't have any problems on that. Um, I also maintain a fairly furnished apartment. I don't live like a bum. I don't have like a mattress on the floor or anything like that. So, and I have a car. So everything should be, should make it, should make me more than adequate for most females, especially if I lose the weight. I should definitely have like an easier time with the love department. Now I am thinking about doing the passport bros thing. Like right this year, I can't really do much financially because my finances are kind of like strapped. This economy is not great. Cost of living has went up too much, and so it kind of slowed down my debt repayment. I have like about $23,000 worth of debt that I'm trying to pay off, and I'm hoping to have all of that paid off by like June of next year. Uh, I'm not counting student loans. Like student loans is its own story. I got like about $147,000 worth of student loans, and that I just keep. That's its own little thing. Um, my payments is based off of what I make, so I'm not really worried about that. That could just stay as is. But yeah, once I'm done paying off my $23,000 worth of debt, I will have a lot of money to work with on a monthly basis. Like I could pretty much condense my entire living cost just to like one paycheck, um, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to use the other one for savings and investment. So I do plan on increasing my income. Like eventually, when everything is all said and done with my finances, I should be at a place where I can now invest and get like rental property. Uh, and that's how I'm going to like start like boosting my net wealth to try to like again increase my SMV, my sexual market value. Because I do believe that you should always strive to be the best that you can be, especially as a man. Like you need to like be the best that you can because that's what's going to give you that leg up in the world because the world is like one big competition and you don't want to be the one to lose and you definitely don't want to be the one that comes in last place. So, and that's what I'm trying to do. So yeah, that concludes the story of my love life. That also includes this pre-workout chat. I wasn't. I try to make sure that all of this stuff is not really political or stuff like that. I hope that the viewers who watch this and who heard my story are able to kind of understand my mindset. Um, I do consume like a lot of red pill content, a lot of manosphere stuff, uh, and I watch that proudly. I watch a whole bunch of different other creators that I probably forgot to call out, but I'll call them out in other videos and stuff like that. If the chat, if the conversation goes that way, so you know, you'll see it out in other videos, but you know, it really doesn't affect me. But I am proud consumer of like manosphere content because that has protected me. It has protected me against predators. It has basically saved me from being a statistic. It has by basically helping me, you know, not get a woman pregnant and get baby trapped by a woman. Like it's done a lot for me. Also, the manosphere has really got healed me. You know what I'm saying? Um, Society has groomed me to be like a weaker version than what I should be, and the manosphere has pretty much helped build me up to be like a more masculine man, to have like an understanding of gender roles and stuff and what it is that I'm supposed to do as a man for both society and for the people that I love. And yeah, it has really rounded me out. And I will always be appreciative of the manosphere content, and I will always defend the manosphere content. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, the manosphere thing is not a cup of tea for everybody, but I think the manosphere is so broad, and there's so many different people who talk in the manosphere that you can probably find something that you like, and you can probably find concepts that you can agree with, regardless of whatever one person might be specifically saying. You know, uh, but yeah, uh, I don't think there's really any much to it. That's my mindset. I don't hate women or anything like that. I really really love women, and one of the reasons why I'm trying to better myself is for the benefit of women. Um, if women set high standards, I'm going to try to do everything that I can to reach those standards so that I can have the pick of the litter. And I'm just giving women what they want. You want somebody who's tall, somebody who's fit, somebody who makes enough money. That's going to be me, and I'm going to give you what you want. And once I give you what you want, then there's going to be things that I ask in return, and there are going to be certain standards that I will also set, and then it will be up to the women to reach those standards. And you're going to have some who are able to make those standards, and you're going to have some who are not able to make those standards. And it just is what it is. This is the game. This is the dance that we play when it comes to finding our partners that we're going to. Well, not really partners. I'm looking for a wife. I'm not looking for a partner. But when we're looking for husbands and wives, this is the dance that we play. And when you have an understanding of it, and you have an understanding of, women's nature and male's nature, you can't really get mad at either party for what it is that they want, their feelings, their thought patterns and stuff like that. You just come to understand it all. And it's like breathing fresh air when you are able to understand everybody by understanding intersexual dynamics and accepting it. And by accepting it, you understand where these people come from, and you just don't get angry. And it's a relief, really. So yeah, that's where I am at my love life. You now have a good understanding of my mindset when it comes to the opposite sex. You now have an understanding of one of my motivations for why it is that I'm trying to get in shape. And I hope this helps you out in your journey, because you are able to see me for who I am, and maybe you might find similarities, and this might inspire you to strive to do better. So anyway, that's the end of the video, and I will catch you guys next time on Pre-Workout Chat.